dumplings. Is it a deal?
Huh?
You feed me, and I'll take care of those guys for you.
What is going on, YouTube land? I am Chris Catalunya. Before we get into today's shoe review, go ahead and check out my Instagram, Chris Catalunya with the underscore at the end. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. And once I hit that 8,000 subscriber mark, I plan to hold a raffle or a contest in which I plan to give away some prizes. Yes, I know I keep harping on this, but I really want to hit that 8,000 mark, and I want to give you some things that you can be excited about. So what I'm going to give away is this like Supreme balaclava. I'm going to give away the Supreme Cat in the Hat t-shirt, size medium, and I have some of these Bape magazines in which they have some accessories. Like this has a wallet in it, this has a Bape Kids bag, and this one is a sling bag. So definitely subscribe to that channel and check out my Instagram if you want to win some prizes. Alright, let's get into the shoe review. Now, Adidas has been trying to grasp our attention, trying to captivate us into buying more Adidas shoes. They're trying to release some bangers. For instance, they've been grabbing some ideas from the past, trying to mix it with some ideas of today, and this is one of their products that kind of works. This is the Adidas ZX 4000 4D. Now, this model was based off an OG Adidas Consortium ZX model, which was released back in, I think, 1989. Back then, that was groundbreaking because you're mixing a high performance shoe with a lifestyle shoe and putting the final product out, and a lot of people bought into the idea. Now, what separated that shoe from the rest of the shoes that were in the market at that time was the torsion system. Now, the torsion system was something that was employed at the arch area, which enabled the front of the shoe and the heel to be independent of each other. Like, they just have different ways of reacting to your foot's movement, as well as providing arch support. While in 1989 that was a great idea, 2019 brings a totally different monster. This model, the Adidas ZX 4000 4D, this had a release date of November 2018. Yes, it was supposed to be released in the fourth quarter of last year, but that got pushed back, and this was actually released on February 8th of 2019, a couple days before today. In between that time period of November 2018 and now, there actually have been, I think, 2 different 4D shoes that were released. I think that was the all white one, which I reviewed. You can check the card above. And then I think it was the Kith one as well, if I'm not wrong. This retailed at a price point of $350 USD, at a couple dollars for taxes based on your location. So for me in Texas, this was about $372, which is quite expensive for a shoe. And while I do think this is pretty expensive for your average consumer, this is actually right along the price points for all the 4D shoes. I'm not too sure about the availability or how limited the shoe was. I just know that I was able to cop this from Nice Kicks here in Austin, Texas. I was super lucky. I saw it on their Instagram page and saw it on some employee's Instagram page saying, hey, come get this shoe. I went over there, got it, and it's a dope shoe. Looking at StockX, GOAT, or Grailed, the resale on this shoe is faring alright. You can see the shoe reaching prices from between like $450 to about $480. And of course, that's all dependent on the size that you need. As previously stated, the ZX 4000 4D is following up behind some other 4D shoes released in the first quarter and the quarter 4 of 2018. And those shoes weren't received well by the public either, mainly due because they're high priced. Like $350 for a shoe is really expensive. And it doesn't help that in this current market, Yeezys are going from anywhere from like $250 to $300 in terms of retail. And then even the Human Races Pharrell shoes are going at a starting price of what, $220, $250? It's just kind of crazy. This at $350, why? It's not like you have an electronic lacing system. Also, why am I paying $50 to $100 more for a shoe that's not a Pharrell or a Yeezy and that is like super exclusive? I think this is actually a GR release. Regardless, my first impression of the shoe, in seeing this back in I think Q3 of 2018 on the blogs, I thought the shoe was awesome. I didn't think it would cost $350, but looking at it, the colors worked. I love that green, I love that pink, and then that yellow, and then even like the use of the materials, that suede and mixed in with that knit material, it just looks like a really well-built shoe. But even more than that, I loved the idea of Adidas going back into the vault, pulling some old designs, and then matching it with some new technology. That was awesome to me. Alright, let's actually start talking about the shoe. Now, the upper on the shoe, on both the lateral and the medial side of the shoe, they're pretty much the same and employ the same type of materials. Now, looking at the quarter panel right here and the heel, you'll see a white upper, and some of that you'll see some black pepper ring going on. We do have some of that 3-stripe branding, which is signature to Adidas, and it's done up in a gray translucent plastic or a rubber material, and it feels like it's like mended to the upper of this shoe. And I like that. It's very subtle, it doesn't scream at your eyes, it's not loud at all. Towards the collar of the shoe, there is a panel or a pod of light gray suede right here. And I like this both on the lateral and the medial side of the shoe because it protrudes out a little bit. It looks pretty cool, it looks a little bit weird. And I'll be honest, I don't think it has any real functionality other than aesthetics. Now, on the medial side of the shoe over here, it actually has some stamped in words. It has the trefoil saying ZX 4000 4D being the style name. Under that light gray suede, reaching from the heel going all the way to the front of the shoe is a black suede panel. And let me stop and say that the materials on the shoe feel extra good. I mean, you're paying the $350 price point. These materials are definitely spot on, and I can see it reflected in the prices. They feel premium, guys. Anyways, yes, we have that black suede wrapping around the shoe, and right here is the Torsion Technology symbol or logo, and this is done up in a yellow color. And what I like about this is paying homage to that OG model. So I'll put up the OG model and you can see how they look similar. Next to that, we have a light gray suede panel that is stitched into that upper material. And what I like about this is that we have that pop of pink right here, and it's done in zigzag wide format stitching. This panel on the medial side is actually absent. In place, we have this black knit going on. You have your peaks and valleys happening, and this kind of reminds me of the yin yang. You have your black and then your white. So getting to the toe box area, we have this white area done in a knit format. Moving up into the lacing system, separating both the lacing system and the toe box area is that black suede happening right here. But the first thing that you see on the lacing system is this leather pink loop. And on that leather loop, burned in is that model number of the ZX 4000 4D. On both the medial and the lateral sides of the shoe, we have some of those light gray suede panels going on. And what I like about this is that we have some of those pops of pinks right here, and they're actually stitched on to secure this panel onto the upper of the shoe. There are holes punched into that suede material, forming the eyelets for the shoelaces. Now, the laces that feed through those holes are made of a nylon material and are of a yellow color and a flat shape. I really like that they used yellow on the shoelaces, especially since yellow isn't present anywhere else on the shoe, and especially for the fact that this 3 striping, it doesn't pop, it's not loud at all. It kind of like, there's a balance going on. Like if this was loud and this was loud, that would just be too much. Or if this was subtle and this was subtle, it'd just be too little. It's a good balance. Behind those sets of yellow laces is the tongue, which is padded. Now, I don't know the build of it. It feels like the top layer is done in a nylon material, and the color, let's call it pistachio. I don't know the real color code. Now, as we reach the top of the tongue, we have this label right here that is sewn in on the front side and the rear side right here. Now, it features the black trefoil logo that Adidas is known for, and then the Adidas font below that trefoil. The rear side is featured in white, and the label that wraps around, we have that torsion logo right here done up in black, and of course, signature ZX 4000 4D. Moving on to the heel of the shoe, we still have that white and that black pepper ring going on, and this is done up in a knit format. And above that, we have that suede that still wraps around with that pink accent right here. And what's cool about this little piece or this panel right here is that it forms the heel loop. so you can try to fit your finger back here to put on your shoe. I think with time it'll give, but right now it doesn't want to give at all. The lining of the shoe is done up in white in what I think is a neoprene or a satin material. Now it is padded on both the lateral and the medial and the heel side of the shoe, but it's not super well padded to where you think it's going to be like super comfortable at the ankle. It's just okay. In removing the insole, we have a black piece of fabric laid upon a thin piece of blue foam, and the reason why we have a thin piece of blue foam is because you have that midsole, which is done up in a 4D material, which is supposed to provide you a lot of cushioning, a lot of support. And yeah, towards the heel of the shoe you have that Adidas branding going on in like this neon yellow color. So it says Adidas, the trefoil, and then you have like the 3 stripe moniker branding, yada yada yada. Now we can move on to the midsole of the shoe, that 4D technology. This is why your shoe costs $350. As you can see, there's a lot of lattice work going on, and the designers and the engineers of these shoes, they can actually tweak these little structures to provide a little more support in particular areas, provide a little more cushioning in other areas. So there is a science behind this structure. A lot of people ask, what's the difference between a 4D shoe and a boost shoe? And honestly, the 4D feels a lot more firmer than a boost shoe, and it provides more structure, it provides a lot more support, like particularly in the forefoot or the arch area of the shoe, and the boost shoe doesn't do that. It definitely feels more of a comfort shoe, it's not a performance shoe, whereas this, I definitely feel like I can actually run in this shoe. I'm definitely not running or doing workouts in a Yeezy or anything like that. This, for sure, I could do this at the gym. So if pricing wasn't a factor, yes, I prefer 4D over boost in most applications. Moving on to the outsole of the shoe, it is made out of a blown rubber material to enable flexibility for your foot while it's inside. It definitely adheres to the movements. You can see some accents of this pink and then see some of this like matching mint color that matches with the 4D over here, and some patterns going on like these diamond shapes taking place and the circle right here. At the heel it says Adidas. In terms of sizing, I usually rock a size 8.5 or a 9 US. 8.5 is my true size, but I went with a 9 for this particular shoe. Now putting my foot inside the shoe, I have about a half centimeter from the top of my toe to the top of the toe box area, which is fine, especially with this material. This upper, it stretches a little bit, there's a little give to it. In terms of comfort, I really do like the employment of this 4D midsole. I really love the support that is there at the forefoot of the shoe, at the arch area of the shoe, and I do like that if I'm jumping up and down and making some impact, that there is some cushioning involved in this shoe. What I don't like is something that is on the upper of the shoe. It is this black suede band that runs across. So you have this material, as I stated before, where there is some give, it stretches a little bit. This suede doesn't stretch a whole lot. So in putting my foot inside the shoe, while this feels good right here, it hurts like hell. It makes the shoe feel like super narrow, and this is probably the only reason why I would return the shoe. I honestly don't know what they were thinking when they put this band right here, and there's no way to loosen it. I mean, you can try to loosen your laces, but the laces aren't the problem. It's just that band right there. It's not like you can cut it, because I'm more than sure that's where the seam is for where this like peppered look right here and then this solid white, like that's where they meet under that black. Alright guys, I think this is a good stopping point for this video. What do you think about the ZX 4000 4D? What do you think about this shoe in comparison to the rest of the 4D lineup? And how about that $350 price point? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Go ahead and check out my Instagram, Chris Catalunya with the underscore at the end. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. And of course, once we hit that 8,000 subscriber mark, I will definitely release some prizes for you to obtain, or possibly obtain. So definitely subscribe. Alright guys, I am Chris Catalunya. We will check you next time. Cheers. Sige na.